Hi everybody, today you're going to be reading a worksheet about introduction. I'm going to take you through some of the major points in writing an introduction for an argument essay. There is a model on this. However, what you should be looking at is your lead or hook, the title of the work and author's first name and last name if necessary. Now, you're not really talking about anything specific except censorship. However, if you are using the title, your book, as the main focus of your argument, then you will need to introduce the title of the work and the author's first and last name in the introduction. Then throughout the essay, you can just use the author's last name. Once you do that, you want to transition into the thesis statement. Don't make everything so choppy. Use your transitional words. So the example here says, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking it is stupid. Albert Einstein. So number one, you see we're leading in with a quote, and Albert Einstein is a very famous mathematician, so he is well known. You don't need to introduce him. However, once you put the quote in there, the next sentence should address the quote, and this one does. The sentiment stated by Einstein means that each person has his or her own golden nugget when it comes to intelligence. Thus, your second sentence, if you're leading in by a quote, will actually explain the quote and hopefully link it to the topic of your paper. If it doesn't, the next sentence should do that. As this one goes on, it says, it is common knowledge that everyone learns differently, whether it is visually, hearing, or experimenting. People are smart in their own ways, but one may ask himself, where does this knowledge come from? Are humans born with a fixed intelligence, or does knowledge advance as humans grow? So sure, now you're seeing that some questions are being interjected into an introduction. But make sure that if you are doing that, you are answering those questions somewhat right away, or that they are rhetorical in nature. A lot of people throw questions in like they're asking somebody something, but there's no answer. Those are the incorrect ways of doing that. This constantly goes into the concept of intelligence continues to be debated. Because those two questions are there, that's where they lead into that. Even as more significance is placed on standardized testing. Therefore, it is important to realize that people develop a sense of intelligence through their social environment, education, and mistakes. So the activity here would be to analyze the paragraph above into the sections, which I basically did for you, showing you the lead or the hook, putting the author's name and the title of the work, that's if a specific piece is being used, the transitioning into the area in the thesis above, and then the thesis statement itself, which is right here. This is the thesis statement. It should always be the last sentence of your introduction. The next thing, though, that I want you to think about while you're watching this video and looking at the paragraph is explain the author's view about intelligence. Has the author actually let you know what the view is? State which three aspects will be the focus of the argument. Well, the focus should be in the thesis statement, which is the driving piece: social environment, education, and mistakes. Now, this says write an introduction for your argument essay, which you have already done. What I would prefer that you do now is take your worksheet and compare it to your introduction. What do you have that works? What do you have that doesn't work? Maybe it needs to be taken out or revised. Or what do you have questions about? Do your sentences lead into one another down to the thesis statement? Do you start out broad, talking about censorship, and slowly leading into that novel or that idea of censorship is a good thing, censorship is a bad thing, or why. Once you have done that, hopefully that will take you through a little bit of revision for your introduction. Make sure to, as always, make notes and bring questions to class.